Well, this is Donald Quakers. We continue a little bit with this anime. After having Hello Kitty, Untitled Ghost Game, we have saved the animals on Super Metroid, and well, it's time to keep going with the show. Alright, so the time is gonna start once I get the control of Donald, so I just can start this without any problem. So let's get right first. 3, 2, 1, and go. Also, this is gonna be one of those weird times where I'm not gonna be using a webcam, but I think everything is gonna be fine like this because I have some problems trying to play this game when I'm a bit tired. But the show needs to keep going, ladies and gentlemen. So you're gonna be enjoying a curious game for the PS1, and I say curious because well, this is a platforming game starring Donald Duck. It's kind of similar in the game concept and in somehow gameplay to Crash Bandicoot 3, with the difference that Donald does nothing. He just can jump and kick and punch enemies, that's all. So we're gonna be starting here at Forest Edge. There's nothing interesting here. This is just a normal stage with a lot of hint signals where Gyro can talk to us and give us hints about how to play the game and all that kind of things. This is mostly a platforming game for kids. It's really simple and it can be a bit annoying when you try to speedrun it due to different reasons that I'm gonna be mentioning later on the run. So the category is any person PS1. Why it's called any person PS1? First of all, because for obvious reasons, this is the PlayStation version. Because believe it or not, this was the game that was released in all the consoles of this generation and the next generation. Because this game got 5 versions in total, 3 for home consoles, home platforms, and 2 mobile versions. The version 1 is considered as the port for the Nintendo 64, Sega Dreamcast, and PC version, which are almost the same, with some small differences and also loading times are different between platforms. Second version, which is the PlayStation release, and version that was released in 2002, because this game was released originally in the year 2000. The 2002 versions are the PlayStation 2 and GameCube releases. So in this case, I'm playing the PS2 version of the game. Sorry, the PS1 version, because I'm on the PS1 version of this. You get the idea. Well, talking about in general about the game, let's talk about what do we need to do and which is objective of the category. Any percent means just the regular beat the game. In this case, what we need to do is that there are going to be some energy orbs that we need to collect in order to gain some energy to the gyros warping machine. We're going to be using that in our side in order to be able to travel around different parts of the world, and at the end being able to reach Evilwoods or Marlock Path, which is going to be the last stage of the game. Because the plot of the game is that Daisy was doing a live TV broadcast. She works as a TV reporter, so she was making a live broadcast from Evilwoods or Marlock Path, and she was trying to discover the Marlock's evil plans, but Marlock not necessary, and now looks like that Marlock decided to have her as his prisoner. So now Donald needs to go and save Daisy, but before he's able to do that, we need to travel around the world, gaining different energy orbs, and that's the plot of the game. Because also, when we talk about Disney games, we usually consider Mickey, maybe Goofy games like Goofy or Kingdom Hearts games, but also other characters have their own games, like Donald, for example, that also from the market. And before the marathon, we got a race of another Donald game for the 16-bit era. And now this is for the 32-bit, 32/64-bit era of consoles. Right now, here on this first stage, there's not so many things to mention or to do. But we're having a lot of mixing between 2D and 3D perspectives. So, for example, here at Louis' track, there's a side-scroller stage. And in order to optimize the game, what do we need to do is mostly that, in general, there are some few places where you can optimize the movements. Some ways to do that is just to use some enemies and other objects as platforms, trying to perform quick movements with little reaction time, and all those kind of things. This is mostly a chill game to complete. Casually talking, I think it can take you between like 3 hours to finish, 3 to 4 hours to finish this on a casual any-person route. Well, some problem the game has is that some enemies have a weird hitbox, and sometimes you can mess up things like what happened with that enemy, because you need to be so careful to whatever you're moving. And yes, Donald dances moving his body. So, and this material isn't required to capture those teddy bears, because those are toys that are required for the 112% category, which is the full competition of the game. Which is something curious, because just the PS1 game reflects the 112% as the full competition of the game, while the rest of the versions of the game, the full competition is 100%. But for this category, the toys are not required, because those just unlock an auto-scorer stage, and when we beat that stage, we unlock a costume for Donald. But none of them are required for the category. And also, something good about the game is that it's really easy to gain lives, and at the same time, if you gain them, you can lose them. It's not, well, it's more probably you gain more lives rather than losing them. Maybe just to troll inputs or stuff like that, you can die, so let's make a deal. For every day that I have, I'm gonna be donating $1. I expect that I'm gonna die at least five times. I have donated, before in the marathon, but let's give some extra bucks per death. This is mostly to try to take some risks at the same time. But yeah, usually the deaths may start on the second world. There are 4 worlds in total. We are here on the forest. After this, we're gonna be going to the city. So in total, we need to collect 16 energy orbs, and with that, we're gonna be able to reach Marlock's path. But first, for every world, we have 4 stages where we need to collect 4 energy orbs, and after that, we're gonna be able to face the boss stage. Also, here we have the milkshakes that, in talking about a Super Mario games concept, if you take a milkshake and you have your health full, I mean you're on the normal dog pace, you're gonna gain some invincibility time. But if you receive damage, you turn into the Mad Dog phase, and after that, if you receive damage when you're into Mad Dog phase, you're gonna die. So if you catch a milkshake when you are mad, Donald's gonna turn back into normal dog phase. So most of the time I'm gonna be trying on the normal dog phase for obvious reasons. Because again, some enemies are a bit troll, and sometimes the hitboxes are a bit weird on the game. So also sometimes I need to time correctly the moments where I'm gonna be hitting and punching the enemies. That's also the reason why you're gonna be watching me, that I began punching enemies even before being able to, even before being close to them. And now that I completed the stage, now I can go and face Bernadette Speed. And here we're gonna be having our first speed strat here on the stage. So there's a way to save some seconds on this boss fight, because it's supposed that Bernadette first she's gonna throw some eggs, some chickens are gonna be spawning from them. I think that those are RNG based. Yeah, this was a bad pattern. So after we defeat the chickens, she's gonna try to stump us. But I'm gonna be trying to get closer to her, closer to her feet. Because there's a blind section on her feet where she doesn't make us damage. But we keep her static, because otherwise, after the first stomp, she's gonna try to chase us. Dude, those are really awful patterns with the chickens. So with that, we just keep her on the same spot, and we don't need to keep moving John on around the stage trying to avoid her, and we can save some time here. My name is wrong on the screen? Why? No, it's not wrong. I have two usernames, a name in English and Spanish, and usually on English events I use the English name because people sometimes have problems to pronounce a username on a language that they don't know, so you can find me as Fantasma, Fantasma Mas, or GhostSenpai. So the name is right. Yeah, usually in English events I am featured as GhostSenpai. Unless they take me directly my Twitch name. But it's correct. And now, the big city. Here we are on the first evening, the first stage that we're gonna be watching here, and here is where, well, this zone in general is where we can start to get problems, because we're gonna be having a lot of enemies and obstacles that can mess up things sometimes. I was gonna try to catch that extra life just for memes, but I failed. I think that's the first time that I failed trying to get that life. But listen to Marathon. Oh my god, I was gonna die here. That was gonna be a really dumb death, and maybe the first time I was gonna die there. But I'm glad that I haven't died to do that, because for that big enemy you need to hit that enemy on his face, punch or with a punch or kick. But since it was a trampoline, looks like I was pushed back and I was close to fall down. Fortunately, I was pressing my D-pad button, well, the up button on my D-pad. It's about that I played it with a PS2 controller, but it was too lazy to set up, so I'm using my digital PS1 controller that I use for most PS1 games, speedrunning talking. And I'm taking this a bit safe. Okay, time to take risks. So there's a milkshake here. No, it wasn't a milkshake. I'm pretty sure there was a milkshake close. And also with that dog, if I jump, it's not gonna attack me. It's gonna start to chase me when the dog see me on the floor. So I just do the jump in order to be a bit safe. It's nothing special, honestly. It's a bit weird about how some things work in the game. So also I decided to be a bit safe, and I decided to run on the right section of the screen. So with that, I was gonna be able to avoid the dog since I was on the mad dog phase. And now, when you are playing the game casually, maybe you're gonna find the orb but maybe your first rounds, if you're like me, you're gonna be forgetting to get the orb here on the roof. I have this name as Explosive Orb on my splits, and maybe you're wondering why sometimes game takes a lot of time to load. Why I have a black screen on a good amount of time. I haven't got the one on the first world, and I think this is the first one that I get here on the second one. So I'm gonna explain. This is a problem when you run this game on a PS2 with a fastest speed, because the PS2 consoles has a fastest speed mode where it makes the disc spins faster, and with that you can reduce loading times. And yes, I received damage again. And well, that's the first dollar that I'm gonna be donating. We have $1. I wasn't expecting to die like that. And so the game has a lot of checkpoints, that's something good. But since the stages are really long, sometimes taking a death can take a good amount of time. Like that, for example. Because I wasn't expecting that I was gonna die to the water. And the checkpoint was here, so it was pushed back by a lot. Because there are no new strategies in order to make the gauntlet can work faster. So what I was saying is that casual talking you can get the orb here on your first runs. If you're like me, you may forget that you didn't catch an orb here. The reason behind that is because we face something that I like to call problematic orbs. Problematic orbs are those ones where you simply can miss really easy when you are doing runs because you need to take alternative routes or do alternative stuff in order to get them. So the first problematic orb is here because you're gonna get distracted by the SGLive and you're not gonna put attention to the left section of the screen. So you're just gonna leave that and you're gonna leave them orb there mostly since you need to punch one of those dynamites in order to destroy the door where the orb is hidden. Or door is hidden. Or hidden. Sorry if I haven't pronounced that correctly. Sometimes I forget how to pronounce some stuff. After that we have Dewey's Rooftop, sorry. Third stage of the game. We're getting close to the middle section. Well, to the middle of the game, we're close to beta half of it. And also something curious about the game, and this is something you mostly can notice if you play the game casually, is that after some points the soundtrack changes. But when you are running the game, that's something you cannot notice really easy. Something mostly noticeable when you play casually and you take your time to complete the stages, because obviously the developers were never thinking into people trying to beat the stages as fast as possible, right? Also, this can be, some people can consider this as a problematic orb, but if you pay attention to the screen, you're gonna watch easily that the orb is lying on that section, so you can go and catch it really quick. And also, a good way to optimize your movements is taking movements on these moving bands. On these transporting bands. Okay. I don't know what I have done on that, but now this is really bad, mostly since on this section you can die really easily. I used to die a lot on my first runs. Second death. Oh god, I wasn't expecting that. I think at the end I'm not gonna be donating the money, I'm just gonna buy some merchandise. Hopefully this time it's not gonna be lost in the delivery. after this, we're gonna be having Urban High Crisis, the last stage of the game. Sorry, of this second world, and after that, we're gonna be having Beagle Boys Town. Well, in the first world we had teddy bears, we have now roller skates. Because those, yes, you have noticed that Donald's nephews are in the war room, so once you get all toys, they're gonna, if you talk with them, they're gonna move and they're gonna lead you to play an auto score. But for just those disco toys, that's not required. I think their names on which are Uwe, Louie, and Louie. I just know that in Latin America they were called Hugo, Paco, and Luis. And again I received damage. I wasn't expecting to do that, mostly because in this section those are awful, but I'm glad that nothing bad happened. And also, maybe that can be the third problematic. We have a lot of problematic orbs in the game. Well, some of them, but at least in the second world, that can be considered as a problematic orb, or an easy, forgettable orb. Here we go. Now it's time to go and face Beagle Boys. So the way that we're gonna be defeating the boss, well, this is one of the most easiest bosses of the game. These are Murloc are easy to beat. So it's supposed that Beagle Boy is gonna be having control on this breaking ball, and it's gonna try to trace us and stomp the ball on us. This is really simple. You can escape it. You can avoid it really easy. Then the machine is gonna get stuck. He's gonna try to fix it, and you can kick. But after that, what is gonna happen is that with the second phase, some sections on the roof are gonna start to fall down. But this is easy to remember. All the time, the same parts of the roof fall down, and at the same time, you can clearly see which pieces are gonna be falling down. You can see that all of them are separated, so that's not like a big problem. And there we go. We have completed a half of the run up to this point. Now after this, let's move to the most annoying world, Because believe me, a lot of people, well, from the few people who runs the game, uses to hate the third world, and they have a good reason for that. Because those are the most trolling stages. And also, the last one doesn't get behind, but there's an stage in particular on this world that it's really awful, which is Ghostly Pad, the fourth stage of this section of the world. That's the reason why some runners prefer to do that stage first when they come to this section, when I haunted house stages. And also the screen is very dark here. And also the deep vision sometimes doesn't cooperate with you on this, mostly on these stages. But after you play and replay the stages for a little bit, you can learn where those all elements are really easy. Also, there's a milkshake here that I'm gonna be catching. And like, the milkshake is not there. Looks like I got confused. The milkshake is here. I can catch this and I can take some risks because I'm not gonna be receiving damage. Also, we have these toy guns as the toys for the third world. And also on console, this stages have a little amount of lag. That doesn't affect, that just makes the frame rate get lowered for a little bit. And also another problematic orb because the orb is lying here and next to it there's a toy. So it's supposed that if you are catching the toys, you're gonna find the orb. Alright, let's keep going on. Really, we need to remember to all the people who are watching the marathon, this is the SpeedGaming Live 2021 marathon. We are raising money for the prize pool for next year event. And remember that when you donate, you can just any of the different incentives that we have for the marathon. We're still having some incentives for Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is gonna be the last run of the marathon. And also, you can see how I died there. That 3 deaths. And well, you can also nominate which game you want to see featured on future events. In my case, I have donated for some donation incentives on previous runs of the marathon, and at the same time, I donated $10 to nominate Kirby's Dream Land in order to make that game turn into one of the featured games for next year event. So you can do the same also and support your community or any other speedrunning community where you wanna see game featured on the event on next year. And also these stages in particular are really bad in order to receive damage. Because these enemies doesn't forgive you. And well, this orb is next to the checkpoint. It's really easy to find. You don't lose it. I need to wait because this enemy is... You have seen it. I hit it. I make a kill to that enemy, but things happen. And I cannot believe I have died just at the end of the stage. That enemy never hurt me. That enemy has never made me damage before. And now he decided to kill the dog. Well, maybe that enemy wanted to taste some roasted duck, so that will have some kind of sense. So, milkshake. I don't care about nothing. My PO in this game is 49.25. I achieved that on a marathon organized for Disney Games on the Portuguese channel of SpeedGaming, which is SpeedGaming Portuguese. Besides, I don't speak Portuguese, but sometimes I have been featuring the marathons with some races. I forget that these big enemies cannot be defeated from behind, and also it's the first time that I die with one of those enemies. I have 5 deaths. I feel that instead of donating, I'm just gonna buy a shirt. Which at the end is gonna contribute to the prize pool anyways. These enemies on that chairs are really annoying. You need to hit them from behind or jumping over them. And also another curious thing about the game is that some cycles doesn't just get triggered once you get close to them. The game doesn't have global cycles. So trying to optimize some zones like this one can be a hard task to achieve. Okay, this can be another problematic work because you need to get a toy here in order to see that the orb is here. I'm gonna wait for the wrecking ball. No! 6 deaths. What am I dying a lot on this run? This is not good on any sense. Joel, what are you doing? For a moment I thought I was gonna die. And well, Ghostly Path, you will know a bit why some runners hate this stage. But at the same time, this is not like a big problem for me anyways. Again, the enemy is not supposed to make me damage you. 7 deaths. Incredible, incredible. Yeah, this is bad with the deaths, so maybe this is gonna be like a 53 up to this point. There's a small chance that I run out of the estimate. Just keep like this. Oh well, this is a marathon anyways. Imagine being on time on marathons. I wasn't expecting to catch the ball, but I catch it anyways. It's fine that I have a zoom down here. I'm pretty sure that I was not on the range where I was gonna receive damage. Also, avoiding the other ball is a bit annoying. Dude, please. Okay, definitely I don't feel that I'm gonna be finishing one day this. And it really called my attention that I'm dying a lot on this stage when it's possible that I have problems like this trying to complete it. And also, if you die a lot on the stages you have seen, we're gonna be having an additional animation where Donald is mad and throws his hat to the floor. I'm gonna try to complete this a bit safe. Okay. I think I'm just gonna jump over it. I don't know why this trial wasn't working for me. Yeah, forget how many times I have died. I'm gonna be buying after. With that, we're gonna be donating $12. And finally, the game decided to. I think I had 12. I'll be there. Okay, I'm just gonna keep quiet and I'm gonna try to complete this because I'm losing a good amount of time trying to do this project. So I wasn't on a good angle to see where the other enemy was. I'm just gonna be touching the moonshake to be a bit safe. And there we go. Now you have seen why this stage. It's a big nightmare for our players at the game. You know, Magic, maybe the worst boss stage in the game. Because the concept is kind of similar to Bernadette. But first we have 2, then 3, and then 4 minions. And after that she's gonna try to attack us 2, 3, and 4 times, and we just need to stumble over her. When did I receive damage? I haven't seen when I receive damage. Okay, $12. I'm gonna be buying a shirt. I think I have made myself an idea about where did I die. Well did I receive damage. And there was a time where I had lost like a minute in this boss stage. Because also, this is something decent about Magic, as it is the only boss that on a phase it gives to you a milkshake. So for the third phase we're gonna get a milkshake, so that's another reason why I will try to be without any hit. I'm gonna wait until the minions spawn. I'm gonna be catching that. Okay, that was a bad timing. Oh my god, this is really bad. I'm not gonna be finishing under the estimate. Unless I'm just gonna try to finish it. So I haven't played the game in a while, so, and I needed to heal some time. But let's just finish this. So I got a bad spawn with a minion. Are you serious, game? Okay, time to play safe. Yeah, because also when you receive damage and you catch a milkshake, the milkshake is not gonna have any effect. Excuse me? Why I received damage? I was not on the... Okay, this is... I don't know what is happening. This has no explanation. I was not close to the minion. I was not on the range to receive damage. Well, this is gonna be like a 59. I prefer to stumble the minions rather than trying to punch them. Finally! This got really bad. Now it's time to go to the last world of the game. And I think I'm gonna be able to finish this in 10 minutes. But let's see what we can get. And Donald, thank you. So you need to be careful which spot you're gonna be. Because if you don't center properly, Donald, when you try to end the stage, Donald is just gonna jump. Unless these stages are not awful. The only problem that these stages has are some enemies. So I hope that up to this point you have understood that the hitboxes are a real nightmare on this thing. And also there are some weird obstacles. That enemy with that mask has a weird hitbox. I just can make damage to it on his top left section. Duck, catch the orb, thank you. And well, here I have nothing to say. Yeah, I mentioned that at the beginning, this is kind of a Crash Bandicoot Warp clone. You know, all the times that has been a fact that when a game is popular, some companies will try to make a clone of it. I think that's mostly with The Simpsons. The Simpsons can be used as a good example. Sega released Crazy Taxis. Simpsons Road Rage was released. 3D GTA games were popular, the Simpsons Get Around were not released. But it's decent and fun to play, avoiding just that some enemies have weird hitboxes. I got close to die. I'm really glad that hasn't happened. Okay, need to be careful here because I really need that music. There we go. I prefer to wait in order to avoid that enemy. And there we go, new save. I never played A Link to the Past nor Goof Troop, but I have seen both games. At some point I will play Goof Troop. I can do this quick, but considering that I have died a lot, I prefer to complete that section safe. The Nishi's Murky Way, or as I like to call the last choke, because this can be the last stage where a lot of things can go wrong, and hopefully that bad things are not gonna happen. I wasn't planning to catch that plane toy, but the dog decided to take it. This section is kinda scary when... Well, these sections are kinda scary when you receive damage. And I don't know why I fall down there, but I just fall to die. So trying to catch this toy this orb can be a bit tricky, so I prefer to do that jump, otherwise the section of the bridge is gonna fall down, so in case that I fail to catch it, I can simply land and give it a try again. Yeah, I'm gonna be this is gonna be like a 59. Or maybe over an hour. Because the deaths on the last world, on the previous world, what would be bad? Were really bad. Dog is mad again. And now he's happy because he took a milkshake. I don't know why Donald got stuck here. Also, troll moment, we need to jump here. Into that fireball. And the last minute click. Also, you remember that I had mentioned that the game uses to change the soundtrack after some sections? Well, there's something weird with this stage, because on a bit, soundtrack is gonna change, but you're gonna be noticing that release. Because I'm gonna assume that that's not the correct song for this section. Well, considering that the game hasn't sold very well in the United States, I don't think the developers took care to try to fix that. Because just on PAL territories, the game sold really well because... And also it was re-released on the Platinum Kids line, but in America it was never released into the re-released into the Curious Kids line. Mostly since Donald is more popular than Mickey on PAL regions, well, in Europe. And for my European friends, congratulations, you had made a very good decision. Donald is insanely better than Mickey. And now, Murloc. This boss is different than the version 1. It's faster and easier. On the first version, it's a kind of auto-scroller. So after a while, first one having these bows that are gonna be trying to make damage. After that, some personal floors are gonna be falling down, and we need to skip these firewalls. And that's everything. And for the last page, we need to do that 3 times. Sorry, 2 times. Yeah, it's gonna get 59. I was gonna finish on a bit. And time.
Hey, what's going on with my machine?
And now we have the last cutscene.
And now, all the energy in the same spot. Full power!
Be careful, Donald. Let's enjoy just the last cutscene of the game and then we'll be done with it.
Daisy, you're safe. Ah, I know what this machine does. Brilliant. Hey.
And now it's time to discover which way was the evil plans from Meryl.
That certainly had fancy taste. It's an extra chocolate popcorn machine.
So yes, all the time Murdoch was trying to make a machine that was able to produce chocolate, well, popcorn and chocolate. So, well, this was Untitled and Quakers, a really easy game. If you want to give it a try, just do it. It's really enjoyable. It's a good platforming game. Maybe no, it's not like a big challenge, but it's still being fun to play. And well, with this, I'm finished with my participation on the marathon. And now let's keep moving forward because we're close to the end of the marathon. And we're still having some incentive for Final Fantasy VII. I'm gonna see what I'm gonna buy, and I'm gonna use that money to one of the incentives. So feel free also to keep donating because remember that money is gonna be helping to fundraise the prize pool for the next year's event. At the same time, you can nominate different games as well. With this, I'm out. I was GhostSenpai. See you everybody. Have a nice night.